It's story time. This story is called The Quiet Treaty. It was July 1947. The desert outside Roswell, New Mexico, did not keep secrets well. It swallowed them whole. It buried them beneath sand and silence. But yet, somehow, they always found their way back to the surface. The crash site was still warm when the U.S. Army arrived. Twisted metal, well, if you could even call it metal, lay half melted into the crash, reflecting light like liquid mercury. Among the wreckage, they found bodies, and not all of them were dead. One survived. It didn't speak, well, not at first. It did not breathe the way humans did, nor blink, nor sleep. It simply watched and observed. Months had passed in an underground facility that would never appear on any map. Scientists studied it. Linguists tried everything from binary code to musical tones. Eventually, though, through patterns, mathematics, light pulses, and shared symbols, they found a bridge. Communication. Its name, or at least the closest translation they could grasp, was EBE-1. "Your kind," said Dr. Halpern one evening, exhausted but exhilarated. "Can you contact them?" The being tilted its head, eyes reflecting nothing and everything at once. The response translation the doctor received was, "Already have." The signal took days to confirm. On the 7th, something appeared in the sky. There was no announcement, no warning, just a silent descent, perfect, controlled, and deliberate. The meeting that followed would never exist in any official record. 12 beings stepped out of the craft. They looked human. And that, more than anything, unsettled the generals. In that meeting, a treaty was formed. The terms of the treaty were clear, simple, and absolute. Their existence would remain secret. No public disclosure. No photographs, no documentation beyond controlled records. Technology would be exchanged, carefully and incrementally. There would be exchange programs, humans studying them, and them studying humans. Civilian encounters would be contained. It was in theory a partnership, but in practice, it was leverage. The first breach came quietly. A camera, one photograph, grainy, rushed, and taken by a nervous intelligence officer who thought history deserved proof. It was enough. The beings did not react with anger. They reacted with adjustment. A new clause was introduced, a new program. This program would be the Majestic 12. "They will remain," said the lead figure, her voice calm, precise, unmistakably authoritative. She looked like a young woman, mid-20s, sharp eyes, black suit tailored to perfection. "They will observe, and they will ensure compliance." "And you are?" asked General Whitaker. She smiled faintly. "EB." Behind her stood 11 others. They looked like men, identical in posture if not in face, black suits, and expressionless. They looked like Secret Service, if Secret Service had never been human. Years passed, even decades. Rumors spread, and they were dismissed. They resurfaced, and they were buried again. And people saw things. Lights in the sky, figures at the edge of memory. And sometimes, they remembered too much. That's when Majestic 12 stepped in. A mansion sat alone at the edge of a wooded hillside. Its windows were dark. Its structure was leaning just slightly, as if it was tired of holding its own secrets. Inside, chaos. Drawers overturned, paper scattered, floorboards pried loose. One of the agents adjusted his tie, stepping over a broken lamp. "Nothing," he said finally. Another scanned the walls. "He had proof. We were told he had proof." "He was told he had proof," a third replied. "Humans believe a lot of things." And all of a sudden they paused as a voice entered their minds. Not spoken, but unmistakable. "Withdraw." They froze. "Evie?" one asked out loud. "This task exceeds your parameters." Then there was a brief pause before the first agent muttered, translation, "We screwed up." Another smirked. "At least we didn't take any photos." They left without another word. Minutes later, something moved in the shadows near the ceiling. At first, it just looked like a trick of the light. But then it dripped. A thin line of reflected liquid slid down the wall, pooling onto the floor with a sound too soft to hear. The substance shifted, folding, rising, reshaping. And then, it shaped itself with unnatural precision. Limbs formed, a torso, a face. E.B. stepped forward, adjusting her black suit as if she had simply walked in through the front door. "Subtlety," she murmured to herself. That remains a developing skill." Her eyes closed briefly. The house spoke to her, not with words, but with impressions. Residual thoughts, fear, urgency. Upstairs. The civilian sat in a locked room, laptop open, hands trembling. "They're real," he muttered, pacing. "I've got it. I've got everything." "Do you?" He froze. She stood in the doorway, calm, composed, but yet still very uninvited. "How did you—" "You left a window open," she said dryly, glancing at the sealed room. "Metaphorically." The human swallowed hard. You can't stop this. I uploaded copies, scheduled releases. A dead man's switch." E.B. tilted her head. "Humans," she said, almost amused. "You build elaborate systems to protect your secrets, and then tell everyone how they work." His laptop flickered. Files vanished. Backups corrupted. Cloud storage gone. "That's not," he stammered. "Possible?" she finished. "It is, unfortunately. It's very possible." He backed away. What on earth are you?" She took a step closer. "An agreement," she said. "One that your species signed." "I'm going public!" the man yelled. "No," she said gently. "You're not." He felt it then, a pressure, subtle at first, and then it was overwhelming. Her eyes locked on his. "Look at me," she said. He couldn't look away. Thoughts unraveled, memories blurred. The night he saw the craft, gone. The photos, gone. "What?" "I don't remember. I can't remember what I was just doing. What was I just doing?" he asked weakly. E.B. smiled faintly. "Nothing important." She stood at the bottom of the staircase moments later. The house, silent once more. The evidence, and any memory of it, had been erased. The witness, neutralized. Another entry in a ledger that did not officially exist. She adjusted her sleeves, glancing toward the dark window. Outside, the world carried on, unaware and uninterrupted. In E.B.'s mind, a network stirred. Reports, sightings, signals. A woman in Nevada who remembered too much. A pilot over the Pacific who saw something he couldn't explain. A child who drew shapes that no one had taught them. E.B. and the Majestic 12 would be watching. Always watching. E.B. exhaled softly. "Compliance," she said under her breath. "It's a full-time occupation." And then she stepped into the shadows, and she was gone. This story is a work of fiction inspired by popular conspiracy theories, including those surrounding Roswell, extraterrestrial encounters, and the alleged Majestic 12 program. While it incorporates elements drawn from real-world speculation and folklore, there is no verified evidence supporting the existence of extraterrestrial treaties, Majestic 12, or related claims. The narrative is intended purely for entertainment and creative exploration. Thanks for watching. See you next time.